Today we are going to do some Caribbean cooking with Shivi Ramoutar. Hello Shivi.
Hello. Hello.
I think Shivi probably needs to tell you what we're cooking exactly because I don't think I've got the name of it quite right.
Well, it's my take on a dish called Callaloo, which is quite a traditional dish in the Caribbean. I've done a few different things here so you can make it very easily. Callaloo is actually the name of a wild spinach-like leaf as well as the dish.
Okay.
Right.
So it's
Callaloo.
Callaloo.
Can you buy Callaloo in Sainsbury's?
You can't. No, unfortunately, you can go to Shepherd's Bush Market.
Oh, can you get it? Yeah.
You can find it, but
Brilliant.
you know, it's kind of one of those things because it's obviously not written there, so you have to know what you're going to look for.
Yeah.
So we have our Callaloo substitute, which is spinach. We've got a gammon shank or ham hock, however you want to call it, garlic, onion, and also coconut milk. You know, we use that a lot in the Caribbean.
Yep.
And we have some chicken stock. So we've got thyme, we've got chives, parsley, we've got the beautiful Scotch bonnet pepper.
Talk us through the Scotch bonnet pepper
We're a bit
because it's beautiful looking. What kind of flavour? What kind of heat is it compared to other chilies?
Oh, so like if you go and buy your bog standard, your green and red chilies, it's it kind of knocks the socks off them.
So this is the mother of all chilies.
This is the mother of chilies, and not because of the spice, but also it has a beautiful sweetness to it. So it's, you know, it's got this, it imparts flavour. And then we have okra here, which is a ingredient you can easily find. I mean, that's in all supermarkets
yeah.
now.
Ladies' fingers, they call it, don't they?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What do you want
he's
us to
doing
do?
first? Yeah, we
So,
are the sous chefs.
busy.
Yeah.
Who wants to do the onion?
You can.
Yep.
Delegate.
And then, so the fun job is stripping the ham hock. So if you try to as much as possible, because the fat we're going to put into the broth,
So I'm separating the fat from the meat.
and also the bone, because we'll put the bone in, and that just imparts beautiful flavour
Just
to
look
it
at
all.
that.
And actually, this is quite a nice, fun dish to do because you don't have to really finely chop that because we're going to hand blitz it anyway. So
Okay,
because it's just a rough chop, so everything can be really rough chop.
Caribbean food, we tend to think of it jerk chicken, peas, rice, goat curry. We don't really understand what it is properly. Talk us through kind of a typical traditional fare.
Well, jerk chicken is quintessentially Caribbean. I think it's the
Yeah.
first thing people think about. But there is so much more to Caribbean food. We have a wonderful, colourful history. We have indentured servants coming from China, from India. We have the initial slave trade coming from Africa. So because of all these beautiful different parts of the world coming to create what we know as the Caribbean, they've all brought certain different things with them.
So it's fusion food.
It's fusion food,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we have lovely, beautifully shredded ham hock here.
Thank you.
We have beautifully chopped, ooh, they've disappeared, onions. We have a selection of herbs which include parsley, thyme, and chives. We have some chopped okra. We have our spinach. We have our Scotch bonnet. We have 100 mils of coconut milk, and we have 200 mils of chicken stock, but you can use vegetable stock as well. We just need to crush this garlic actually.
Yeah, perfect.
So I think we can start putting it all together now.
So oil goes in the pan and you're going to fry the onions?
The onions. So we're just going to soften them for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Now this is where it gets really fun because it's so simple. You're just going to like throw everything into the pan. It couldn't be easier really. So we have about 170 grams of spinach here. It will wilt down a lot. I know it looks like a lot. It's always a bit scary when you're kind of trying to measure it. Thank you. And then we're going to add the okra and the herbs. I've just thrown that in one. And the garlic. And just give that a little stir. It's fine if you put the thyme in like that because you're going to have that reserved at the end. So we just remember to take that out. We have 100 millilitres of coconut milk. And then we have 200 millilitres of stock. And I've got chicken stock here. Chicken or vegetables, fine. The final little thing that I've added is a whole Scotch bonnet pepper, completely untouched, so that it doesn't impart the heat and it's just the sweetness. And finally, the bit that I love adding in is the bone of the gammon shank or ham hock and the fat as well. And this just adds a beautiful flavour to the dish. Yeah, it's just wonderful. And then we're just going to add a pinch of salt, a good pinch of salt. A little grind of pepper. So there's a couple little grinds of that. And then we just put a little pan lid on it and leave it for about half an hour. And you come back to stir every now and so often just to make sure it's just being incorporated well. So we take out, ooh, goodness, I don't know if it...
I know, my tongs are letting me.
I can hold this bone. Just be careful because it's warm. And then we're just going to take that quickly out.
Perfect.
Look at that. Okay, and then this little
Oh, smells gorgeous.
devil can come out as well.
The little orange devil. And the thyme's still in there, isn't
and
it?
the thyme woody stalk.
Yeah.
It's normally not too difficult to find. It doesn't matter if you have little bits of the ham hock left in, because you can just blitz that up. That's beautiful for the flavour. So we can...
Blitz away.
Do I get the
There
honour?
you go.
Oh.
The most exciting bit.
It's really exciting. So... So you see it's a rough split. You want to get it all to this uniform green colour. Forest green, I call it, but... I think that's pretty smooth.
And then the ham, which is nestling over there, looking delicious and pink and succulent, that is heated through in there, or is just garnished on top?
You can add this, so I'm probably going to add about 2/3 of that meat through and just give that a stir and let that heat, warm up in there. We don't have to have it scorching. We just want about
Beautiful.
2/3 of this. And again, I'm very conscious of over salting and over seasoning because it's very personal, and because of the ham as well. This is something that, this is probably enough for 2 people. You can have it with some nice chunky bread or with rice. We'd have it, cook it with a little bit of rice. You can pour rice over it.
Oh.
But you can also serve it as a little, an amuse-bouche if you have that kind of thing in a little espresso mug. It looks quite cute.
Yeah. Oh, that is unreal.
Yum.
It's like, don't think I've ever, God, I'm actually speechless. It's unlike anything I've ever eaten before, actually.
You get the texture from the okra. Yeah, you get that sort of like underhand,
It's got a very unusual texture, hasn't it? It makes it really smooth.
Oh, I love it.
It's really warm. It's great for autumn. It's not...
Well, thank you for coming and cooking in our kitchen and for
Really
introducing
kind
us to lovely new tastes and flavours.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to mess up your beautiful kitchen.
Not at all. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Well, if you'd like to hear more from Shivi and her Caribbean cooking, we know we'd love to have her back in the kitchen again. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We're sisters and together we're Crumbs.
We both like cooking
And we love food and chocolate and red wine.